Let us close our eyes for a moment. With deep love, let us think of God and Sri Gurudev. Let us chant. Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Gurave Namaha. I bow to God, I bow to all the divine incarnations, and especially during these days bow to Lord Krishna, the Divine Mother. I bow to all the masters of all times and all places. I bow to beloved Gurudev. I bow to all of you and the entire creation. Om. Amen. So good morning, good afternoon somewhere, good evening, all good. By the grace of God and Sri Gurudev, we have been here in his ashram to celebrate the 25th anniversary of this place and also the 50th year of his coming to West. As we know, coincidentally, yesterday and today is the birthday of Lord Krishna. You will say, how 2 days? Because it is the lunar date, lunar day. Solar dates in West we consider from midnight to midnight, and the Vedic tradition from sunrise to sunrise. But the lunar day, which we call as Tithi in Sanskrit, it is not 24 hours. It is less than 24 hours. It has different beginning and ending. So that is why some people celebrate yesterday, some people celebrate today. So let us celebrate every day. And those who celebrated yesterday, for example, Lord Krishna was born at midnight, and so did Yogamaya. And as we heard, the babies were exchanged as a divine plan. At one place early in the morning, I'm telling in Gokul, in Braja, King Nanda has gone to Yamuna to take bath, and his sister came and calling him, do you know, we have been blessed with a son. They didn't know at midnight. Labor pain, delivery, and she was almost unconscious. It was divine plan. Otherwise, how the baby can be exchanged? And in the morning, when he heard about this, came running and people heard and there was celebration. They call it as Nanda Utsav. Even today, they celebrate it. It's a very beautiful way. And especially in Vrindavan, it's more beautiful. By God's grace, I was there on these days many times. However, on one hand, there is celebration of joy. Another place, the celebration of fear. Kamsa, the king. The king got the news at the early morning when the babies were exchanged and Vasudeva came back into the prison with the baby girl. And when Lord Krishna was born, complete silence, quiet, the baby didn't make any noise. And when the Divine Mother came, started making big announcement, I am here. She started, babies, you tell cry or singing, whatever you say. And Kamsa got up with fear. Now my death has come. One was to kill me. That is why I told at one place there is celebration of joy, at another place the celebration of fear. A question to all of us. Do we have fear? Very simple question. If we have fear, why? And life is not for fear. Life is for strength, joy, happiness, peace, celebration, and not for fear, not for anger, not for jealousy. And Kamsa became those who have fear and have some power and ego of power, they have anger and wanted to go. His sister in the prison pleading. You heard the message that the 8th child will be a boy. It is not a boy. It is a girl. Why do you? Still then, fear. Wanted to kill the child. And who can kill the divine? Do not that when it is a one-day baby, and when she was going to, the baby slipped from the hand of Kamsa and went into the space, and from there told, foolish, stupid, idiot child. Your killer is somewhere, is already born. So, which celebration we need? Celebration of fear? Again he had fear. And just like King Herod wanted to kill all the babies, and Kamsa did the same thing, wanted to kill. However, I am not going further. I wanted a little correction on what I told the other day I told about the mantra from the Upanishad, about 4 yugas and walk, charaivati, stand up and walk. It is not from the Upanishad, it is from the Vedas. Upanishad is also part of the Vedas, but it is not exactly from the Upanishad. Because when I went and started searching from the Upanishad, I couldn't find it. By help of our once brother Swami, I got the real reference. It is from Charaivati Sukta, which is the part of Aitreya Brahmana in the Upanishad, in the Vedas. And the word is Charaivati. Chara eva iti. Chara means walk. Chara means to graze. Chara means to walk. Chara means to graze, to eat. The cow walks and eats. So, charadhatu. We are sitting here. Our body is appearing to be still. What is happening to our mind? Mind is, roaming. Mind is moving. What is happening? Those who walk, they need less. Those who walk, they need less. Those who stay, they need more. We are talking of need. It is a simple rule. Suppose you want to go on walking. In ancient time, the rishis, the saints and sages, they went on walking. Jesus also told his disciples, go and teach, go and preach. Go and walk means, what can you carry? How much you can carry? Modern times, we can have a backpack. I read about a beautiful lady in USA. And she walked on foot, USA, thousands and thousands of miles. And she didn't give her own proper name to other people when they asked, who are you? What is your name? She said, I'm Peace. What do you do? She said, I'm a pilgrim. So she was known as Peace Pilgrim. She was walking. And when I was young, I read a book about her and her message. It was translated into Odia, but its English is Peace Pilgrim. You can find the book. Find about her in internet also nowadays. But why I am telling of her, the example of the ancient sages, those who went on walking. Following the Vedic rishis, Vedic monks, the Jains and the Buddhists, they also started walking. 8 months to walk, 4 months to stay. 4 months during this monsoon time, they call it Chaturmasya. They stayed, other time you go on walking. And when we walk, we need less. If we stay, we need more. Suppose we are walking, wandering. We carry as little as possible and whichever is really needed. If we travel by car, if we travel by bus, if we travel by train, we think of carrying little more. If we travel by plane, again there is limitation. Weight, you can't carry too much. Here when I am talking of traveling and carrying stuff, in India there was a holy man. His name is Sadhu Vaswani. He was born in undivided India, lived in Pakistan for some time after independence, but could not survive there, had to come to India and lived the rest of his life in Pune. So, one Western devotee came to him and was sitting in his room and saw in his room there is almost nothing, very little thing for his own use. He said, that's all? You live so, that's all? He said, yes, that's all. So little things? He said, how much you have? He said, yes, I have nice bed, I have this, I have that, refrigerator, and so on, television, and whatever we have. You have nothing? He said, nothing. He said, how much did you bring with you while coming to India? He said, very little. Why not everything? He said, no, I can't carry. He said, that is what I am doing. He said, what you are doing? You are not traveling. He said, no, I came to this earth as a pilgrim, as a visitor, as a tourist. I have to go back. So I came with nothing, I'll go back with nothing. So I need minimum thing here during travel. So that's all. That is our life. Or, do you know, when I came first time to Europe, closer to 29 years ago, October 3rd, I landed here. I brought, how many books do you know? One Upanishad book, 9 Upanishads in Bengali, one Quran book, one small Bible book, and Bhagavad Gita, not also book, the Gita diary. It was the Gita diary, it can be for double purpose. You can read the Gita verses, and I had some notes. These 4 books and a small dictionary, pocket English dictionary. That's all. And that is easy to carry. And I was thinking it is for 3 months. And when I started staying longer and longer and longer, and I needed books more and more and more, do you know what happened? It became a library. Neat. I was reading about Vinoba. I finished the book. It is not really a big book. It is a small size book of 155 pages. But it took few days for me. And he was telling, in every village we should have 1 hour school. Others asked, what? 1 hour schools? He said, school for everybody, for children 1 hour school, for adults 1 hour, 1 hour school. He said, 1 hour school to teach? He said, enough. That was his thinking. His thinking on education also. And it created a thought in me. What he told 1 hour school. How could you teach in 1 hour? Because we need school, we need teach few hours every day. And then he said, very simple way he told, he said, how much do they remember what we teach? How much is really needed for life, what you teach? When I spoke of 1 hour, it is enough. Even you speak of school 4 hours, 5 hours like this, if you think of weekend, holidays, vacation, and if you divide, how many hours every day? If you divide, it decreases. It decreases to 2 hours, 3 hours maximum. Even sometimes it will be less. Examination, this, that, if you take. And this is so-called education. I am talking of myself. Whatever I studied, completed my university study, but how much was really needed for life? If I think of myself, whatever I studied, it was not really needed for life. Yes, it gave me a job, gave me some money. It needed for living, earning something. But not that whatever I studied, it was needed there. Very little was needed to teach. Really, if we think, we are sitting here for every day, we are listening to, but how much we really learn, how much really we digest, how much really do we practice? How much really do we need to know? For example, through our teaching, if we summarize our teaching in one sentence, it can be total. Sometimes Gurudev said, I can teach the Bhagavad Gita in one sentence. Gurudev told, I can teach the Bhagavad Gita in one sentence. And he told, it is not his exact wording, but he told one sentence Bhagavad Gita. To kill your own negatives, live with your all positive, and to love the soul as Krishna, and be victorious in the battle of life is Bhagavad Gita. And that's true. To kill all negatives, to live with all positives, and to love soul as Krishna in every breath, and to be victorious in life. Bhagavad Gita. That's all. That is Bhagavad Gita, he said. Somebody came and asked Gurudev. He was from another spiritual organization, and young monk. He asked, can you please talk on Brahma Sutra? It's very simple. Brahma Sutra is very highly philosophical doctrine on Advaita Vedanta or on Vedanta. So he said, how it is simple. He said, Sutra means breath. Sutra is a thread. Sutra is the breath that ties together the body and the soul, and through breath to know divine is Brahma Sutra. Finish. Through breath to know Brahman is Brahma Sutra. And it is true. A very humble question to all of us, including myself. How much do we really need to know? And what to know? And how much really do we live with and practice in our breath to breath, moment to moment? Simple. God is love, to live in love. Are you living in love? Finish. Honestly telling, teaching is very simple. Need is very little. Why so many books? You will tell why you are writing the books so very simple. You will tell why you are writing. Do you know? I enjoy it. I enjoy it. It is first thing I enjoy. That's why why you are talking then? I am also enjoying. I enjoy my silence. Do you know what happened today? Today I was locked out. I wanted to put something in the trash can. I came out, by mistake, I locked the door without the key, and I'm out. Monkey without key becomes a monk. So I became a real monk, homeless. You can't enter, you can tell this is mine, but you can't enter. To be alone is beautiful. To be with all is beautiful. Silence is beautiful. Also to speak is beautiful. With eyes closed to sit to meditate is beautiful. With eyes open to be with everybody is also beautiful. Everything is also beautiful. That is what meditation. All the time, if we can. It is really very simple. Our ego, emotion, crazy mind, likes and dislikes, love for power, authority, fear of losing power and respect, and so on. Everywhere. Personally, collectively, and if we think what is happening between among countries and so on. It is the same thing. What is going on? What is our need? Need is very little, but we are running after many things. Thakur Sri Ramakrishna said, to kill yourself, a little razor is enough, razor blade. A little needle is enough to kill. But to kill another person, you need lots of weapons and lots of preparation. To teach yourself, one word is enough. Even silence is enough. Even the Guru is teaching in silence. The disciple, if they are really worthy, through silence they can also go into that state without any verbal communication. No need. If we are really ready, if we are really worthy, but to teach others, you need this, you need that, this story, that story. It is most of the spiritual organizations, they organize spiritual entertainment. This is also entertainment. If you do not follow and practice, you will tell, oh, talk was very nice. So what? The question is, so what? How much do we practice? That is why Sri Lahidi Mahasaya said, Puthi mera thuthi, चार वेद पढ़े मजूर, कथनी के लोग बहुत है, करनी के लोग दूर. He said, the scriptures are my spit. Scriptures are my spit. Those who study scriptures are wage earners, daily laborer. People, those who speak, can be many, give nice, beautiful talks. But who is practicing and experiencing? They are very rare. And we follow the same lineage. Let us ask ourselves, how much do we practice? How often we forget? The program started, the program will come to an end in few hours. I came here, in few hours I will also leave. We have come to this world, we have to live. Thank God, we know, for example, when I am to leave and go to the airport, I know it. But we don't know when we have to leave. It can be the next moment. Is there any guarantee? Is there any guarantee that, another 20 years, another 30 years, another 40 years? Yes, we plan for the ashram 40 years, no problem. But to plan for yourself 40 years is a mistake. Even one day is often a mistake. We don't know, there is no guarantee. You will tell Swamiji, then we will not plan. Plan it, but mentally be prepared. I am ready at any moment. जबरे आएगा बुलावा हरि का, सब कुछ छोड़कर जाना पड़ेगा. एक devotional song in Hindi. When the call will come, you have to leave everything and go in that moment. In Odia there is a verse, Dande nimise thile prana, nanei pare janturana. If you have one breath extra, the death will not come one breath before. Just last breath. It is, and do not, our time of departure is fixed, finalized. Our time of departure is finalized. God has not revealed it to us. because we are not worthy of it. We are not worthy of it. That's why it is not revealed to us. Many, they have the knowledge that I will leave the body. And they announce, some people. They announce when to. However, come back to this charai vetichar, to move. Movement, do you know? Movement is life. Breath is moving, there is life. Food is moving, there is life. Water is moving, there is life. If there is movement from this side, there is no movement in this side, then there is problem, we run to the doctor. You know, less movement this side. Fürstoffung. Huh? Fürstoffung. Ich habe nicht meine Deutsch vergessen. So, movement is life. We should move. And those who are in move or motion, the Veda is telling they are in Satya Yuga. Those who sleep, it is Kali. Those who wake up is in Dwapara. Those who stand up in Treta. Those who walk in truth. Walk in truth means move, be in motion. Do not allow any stagnant stuff in the brain, all past dirty things. All past dirty things, memory, he did this, she did this. Oh God. Our memory has become a bag of garbage. And we carry it. However, come back to our need. What is our real need? We have discussed all these days about need. What is our real need? Our real need is little breath. That's all. Our real need is little breath. Every little breath there. Every moment there. Breath means need, desire, want. Sri Gurudev told we need an ashram. So now there is ashram. And when there will be ashram, you know, one day a disciple came to Gurudev, and those who have gone to India since long time, they know him. He was from Kolkata. His name, he's no more. Long ago he left. Even before Gurudev's Mahasamadhi, he left. Very nice disciple. Little Rajaram Baba from Kolkata. You remember? He was a funny character. So he told Gurudev that we need an ashram in Kolkata. Gurudev said, fine. Then he said, who will clean this ashram every day? You need the ashram is fine. but who will clean it? Anything we needed, every need becomes a burden. We need clothes. The clothes are burden on the body. Clothes are burden. This morning, I was taking my weight. Do you know why I wanted to take this morning? Because yesterday I have fasted. So to know how much. Do you know, in 29 years I have gained how much? Do you know? 5 kilos. In 29 years. And Gurudev wanted 5 kilos extra. He told me, 5 kilos more. But during his time, it was never 5 kilos extra. It is not. So, weight with the clothes, it is a burden, it's a load. It's a load. Anything you need is a burden. Except, to know what? You'll say that what is the exception, which will not be a burden? Being in love, being in God, being in joy, being in happiness, it takes away the load. Do you know? If you are really joyful and smiling, all the burden, worries, emotion gone. You are free, you are too light. So that takes away the load. Anything we need is a load. There was a disciple. I was young, in my 20s, in my early 30s. We had every Sunday meditation at Cuttack in a disciple's home. And his home was maybe from that meditation place, 120 meters. So close. Even many times Gurudev walked from this house to that house. So close. So that disciple, one day I was in there with their family, and a person who took me with his scooter was also with me. So he told my friend, the disciple, he told, do you know, can you do one thing for him, for me? So he looked curiously, and I also looked at him, what he's going to tell. He said, tell him to get a piece of land in his name. Then I looked at him, and then, so what? Do you know why? Your smile will disappear. Your cheerfulness will disappear. Once you own a piece of land, I said, and this happens to people. One sadhu, he had a problem. Do you know what was the problem? He had nothing, only little loin, like Raman Maharshi. So the problem was, at night time, the mouse coming and that little need, and was, so every day he was going and begging, can you give me a piece of cloth? Babaji, why you are asking for a piece of cloth every day? He said, it is because of the mouse. What shall I do? He said, the man said, keep a cat. He said, yes, it is a nice solution. I can give you a baby cat or a kitten. So the cat came. Now the mouse left. And he went every day asking, can you give me little milk? Babaji, why are you asking for milk? It is not for me. It's for the cat. So, what is for the cat? Because he's every day asking for milk. Why can't you keep a cow? I can give a cow. Then the cow was there. Now the cow also has giving calf and milk, but who will take care of the cow? The story is quite longer. I don't want to elaborate it. And this disciple who told my friend, can you get a piece of land in his name? Once, I said, what will happen? He said, once a piece of land, you will think how to build something. When you think how to build something, then you need this, you need that, and then the need will go on, multiplying. And once the need is, with little thing, the need is going on multiplying, and your all happiness and joy will disappear. I smiled at him. I thought, yes, it is a common principle, but it is not for everybody. Sri Gurudev said, I built many ashrams. I left all ashrams. I am a free bird in free air. Gurudev said. Gurudev told, when he joined Kodar Ashram, those who have read about his life, there was a Swami, he was really very tough. And while not only tough, his mouth was with neem leaves, and his conduct was sometimes. So Gurudev lived with him years after years after years after years after years, about 14 years, not 14, 12, 13 years he lived with him. I will tell my experience with Gurudev's mentor, this. I heard a lot about him from Sri Gurudev, and I heard that he was living in Haridwar. It was in 1983 or 84. I had white clothes like this, clean shaven head, little ponytail. I searched this ashram and found it. And then I met somebody, I told, I want to have darshan of this Swami. So he went and called him. It's an old man, he came out. He looked at me and started scolding me. The first sight is scolding. Why you have come to me? Do you think that I will keep you with me? You will be my brahmachari? Never, never, never I will keep you. Go away from me. And he went on shouting. I stood there. What do you want? Then I was thinking, oh God, this is in his old age. Then he cooled down. Then he talked to me in a better way. And then he came to know that I am from Kodar Ashram and from Gurudev and so on. But Gurudev told, when he was transferred from that ashram to another place, and Gurudev was to take his bag and go to the train station, and he was literally crying. He was crying. It was so nice to be here. Why I am being transferred? He was crying. Gurudev told me, do you know, yes, his behavior was rude, but he was really good protection. He trained a lot of good things. I learned a lot of things from him, what to do, what not to do. If somebody is unpleasant, from that we learn that we should not be unpleasant like him or her. If somebody is ill-treating, he or she is a teacher in negation, negative teacher, telling us we should not be like her or him. I should not be like this. But however, Gurudev told, one thing I learned, I should not be attached with any ashrams. Gurudev told me, I should not be attached with any ashram. And somebody told me yesterday, Gurudev during his last few years, he started 3 ashrams with, 1993 Holland, 1995, 97 Miami, 98 here. So in 5 years, 3 ashrams he established. Yes, he established, but he was playing, he was free. He was not. But what about we? Do you know, I'm talking of myself. I have, during this, Corona time, it was very nice, this pandemic. It was very nice for me. First thing, it was nice that you stay at one place longer, and in the beginning, and it was luckily in Vrindavan. Do you know, I was for 10-12 days in Vrindavan in the month of Navaratri, I think it is in April, end of March, beginning of April. So then I had my tour, travel. So I stayed for few months there. And it was a very small, cozy room. That's all. Not to go for a walk, not Yamuna, not anywhere. Mostly inside the room. At best, for the Arati in the temple, that ashram temple. And they were happy to send me food, but I never wanted to depend upon. So I was going and very little, all the time inside the room. Staying confined in the room and to keep yourself healthy, not going anywhere, not seeing anybody, not talking, nothing, to be healthy, you have to do. And not too many books. I love books. Books are time pass. No books, very little books. Nice. We need, to me, I need whatever food. Some food I need. I can stay with minimum clothes. Do not, these clothes which I have today, yesterday also I used it. Not the t-shirt and other, this is, I changed it. But this I used yesterday and today. How old these clothes? At least 27 years. And this is historic clothes. Do you know why? Gurudev has put his hand on me with these clothes, holding me like this. We have many photos, including this. That's why I put, since yesterday, this. Many photos we have with Gurudev in 96, in Kodar Ashram, 97, 98 in USA, here. This. And this has many holes. Here is hole, here is hole. Do you know why these holes? From fire ceremonies. When you do fire ceremony, sometimes, so there are quite a few holes in the clothes. It's very nice. It brings the memory of Gurudev. And do you know, somebody told me, oh, these are too old, we have to change it. I said, no, I love my old friends. we need very little, and we can, and our real need, if we are aware of it, and if we live with that need, life is, to be very honest, smile is easy. If I tell, be angry with me is difficult. You can't be, smile, you can instantly smile. But to be angry, it takes some preparation, even if it is drama. I remember, 2007, the drama for Ashram children. They wanted to play a little theme during the closing ceremony of Sri Gurudev's centenary. And it was from Lord Rama and Sita used to cry. And there was a little girl, she said, I'll not cry. Please cry. You have to, no, I can't cry. She can, because she didn't know that it is a drama. She was thinking it is real. But she really, on the stage, did so well. It was so natural. It became. The same thing happened to a boy. The boy was to play the role of Ganesha. And it was from the same first batch. She said, no, I will not be good. Why? Because they will cut my head. Put a elephant head. I will not be Ganesha. To cut my head. So, even if it is drama, there is need for preparation to be unhappy, to be. But for smiling preparation, it is very easy. So, to smile is easy, to be unhappy, sad is difficult or takes time. To be angry takes time. To be peaceful, joyful is easy. To live spiritual life is easy, remember. To live in God consciousness, it is really easy. You will say, then why it is so difficult? It is because of our crazy mind. Our mind creates real hell. That's all. So, think of your need. Already 5 days we have been discussing about our need. And there was a king during time of Ravana. His name was Chakwevana. You know about him? He was a very honest and hard-working, caring king. You want to rule the kingdom or even the government. Suppose we think of government, why government is taking tax? Government needs tax to spend, but it should be spent in a nice way. Not in war, not in weapon, not in negative way. So he was a king, whatever tax people had to pay, it was spent for people. Tiny kingdom. Even for himself, nothing. Physical work, whatever he was getting from his physical work, with that they were surviving. The king and the queen and little family. The queen did not have, the Hindu tradition they have. So only instead of, jewelry, only threads. Little thread, as a sign of, married and person. Coarse, handmade clothes, very simple, sari. Once few rich people from the kingdom, the women, visited and met the queen, and because of this, spending some time, and they looked at, you are so beautiful, and why you are living like this? And they talked all this. Initially, she was not taking all this, but slowly, the poison came to her head. Poison up to have a little bit more. What is wrong? When the king came back to the queen in the evening, she said, why can't I have little nice sari or some ornaments? Not too much, a little more, little thing. She said, but where to get it? I don't have means to get it. You are a king. Said, even if I am king, I cannot tax people for our jewelry. I'm stopping the story here. I'll tell the story a little later. Similar thing happened to a Prime Minister of India. The second Prime Minister of India. He was born in a very, very poor family. And he grew up with that poverty. And he was married, children, grew up with poverty, freedom struggle. And he was educated, but he joined freedom struggle. And he became the Prime Minister. Once the wife told, I have a wish. The Prime Minister's wife. Just one, a little jewelry for the nose. He looked at her. How did this thought enter you? To get. Then he didn't say anything. He got it and he gave that to her. This is the modern age Prime Minister. He could have done. One day he was sitting in his office, he heard that the car sound, his car. He came out to, what happened, who is going? He said his son was a little delayed. The driver told, I will drop him in school. He said, it is not his father's car. It is Prime Minister's car. He is late, he should go late. If there is any punishment, he should accept it. So come back to our original story. The queen pleaded near the king, I need this. Then the king said, okay, if you are telling this, I cannot tax my people for myself, but I can tax dishonest king. He said, how? If they don't pay me the tax or I demand this much, I'll have war with him to win. Dishonest king. So who can be dishonest? He found Ravana is the most dishonest king and he was the most powerful one. He said, I will send messenger to Ravana to pay tax. When the messenger went to Ravana, Ravana looked at the messenger, who are you? Where are you from? I am from King Chakravarna. Who is that king? I have never heard of him. Where is the kingdom? What do you want? He said, our king wants honorary tax from you that you have to pay him. He said, what? I have to bend my head and pay tax to him? He said, you don't know my king. My king is very powerful. He said, what king? He said, he's very honest, these are all weak people practice. Honesty, simplicity, nobility, power, strength, authority, this. He said, I can show do you know what he did? This messenger. He said, I can show you the strength of my king. He said, show me. He said, let us go to the seaside. They went to the seaside. It was, Lanka was an island. He made a design of the city of Lanka. He said, it's well done. Ravana said. Then said, this is the entrance. He said, yes. So now I'm locking it by the name of my king. You go and open your... He told, if my king is honest, my king is truthful, my king is sincere, king has love for the people and love for God, in his name I close the... And he closed this sand door. And Ravana went and he could not open. He used his military power to open. They could not open the door. He said, some magic. Then Ravana came back and what is going on? He said, if I destroy this, your kingdom will be destroyed. By this, you pay the tax. Ravana said, don't tell anything, take some and go. Let not anybody know. You take some and go. Then he took money and came to the king. And the king said, Ravana paid the tax. Queen was also surprised. Ravana paid the tax. What did you do? And this brought change in the mind of the queen. If the honesty, simplicity, nobility, love for the people is more powerful than the so-called wealth, military power of Ravana, I don't need anything. Take back and return him. We don't need this. Let us close our eyes. With deep love, let us think of God and Sri Gurudev. Let us pray to God and Sri Gurudev to give us right understanding, deep devotion, sincerity in our practice, to be truly loving and caring, to be unselfish, and to be full of kindness and compassion. Let us pray to God and Gurudev. Bless us, we will not waste our time. We will be useful for others, we will be serving others, at least we will be smiling and speaking lovingly with others. Bless me, bless each one of us, and bless the entire creation. Let there be peace, joy and happiness everywhere. Let us chant Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let all be happy, let all be healthy, let all be noble, let there be no suffering anywhere. I bow to God, I bow to Sri Gurudev, I bow to all the divine incarnations, I bow to all the saints and sages. I bow to all of you, I bow to the entire creation, and by God, grace of Sri God and Gurudev, let this beautiful place be a place of joy, peace, happiness, harmony, and be a shelter of spiritual people for time to come. And let we all be the messenger of love and peace everywhere. Om Amen.